Well guys, I think it's about time. It's actually been about 3 weeks since Meltdown, and I still haven't made the aftermath. I haven't touched the car. I'm trying to think of what I really want to say here, and I think I figured it out. Car did pretty damn good. Some things let me down in the front, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Back of my car, honestly, I thought it was much worse than this. In the heat, everything was kind of going good. It kind of went down, even with that crazy pre-bend that we did. You know what? I'm going to set this thing down so you guys can take a good look at it. And that's why you guys, I put that nice little lifting lug on the front of it. Look how nice that is just to pick this thing up. Okay, down please. Okay, so let's go over this car. In the heat, I had a game plan, guys. I had a game plan. I was going to go in. I was going to drive sensible. I was going to make it to top 2. Because if you get Mad Dog, you don't get money to go to the feature. So I wanted to win top 2. And then everything changed after I came out. I kind of like, for the first 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I kind of just drove around. And then I seen a good passenger axle shot. So I took it. Folded Buddy's strut right over. I felt, you know, being Canadian, I felt super bad about that. I actually offered him a free strut in the parking lot. And then I did a second hit. I hit How to Train Your Camry's car, and it was a great hit. I got driver's side rear door and just pounded him against the wall. He took a great shot. He ended up getting himself out, which was actually pretty cool. But it was a very sloppy section. The mud sprayed up, and then I was having fun. I hit a Honda Accord on driver spindle, which I guess he already had passenger spindle broken at that time, so then it folded passenger spindle over and he couldn't move after that. And then I did a big track shot and hit Junkie. Great guy. Him and I had a nice conversation afterwards. Super nice guy. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up getting Mad Dog in the heat, but I wasn't really planning to do that. I had a great time doing it, and I don't usually drive like that, but thank God I did, because they actually got a great driver's side strut shot. It looks like it went on the door, but honestly, guys, that was the middle of their bumper was right in my strut. So I can't say anything about it. It was a great shot. He took it, and it rewarded him because it actually took me out. It actually broke the spindle right in half. I did bring extra spindles, but unfortunately mine were bad. I ended up getting a free spindle from a guy there. I mailed him some shirts, and I think his name was RJ. Can't remember. Great guy, super nice guy. He ended up coming into feature with me in a different car. So then we went to feature. And feature, I had a game plan that I had to make this car last. I did enough 9-wire that I felt the back end was going to be good. I had a lot of 9-wire in the back of this car going into the feature, and I knew the car still had a lot of life. I knew there were some problems with the front because the passenger side frame rail was pretty bad. I'm going to show you guys. But I knew the back of it was good, and I used the back of it quite a bit in the feature until I felt like people were getting their bumpers hung up in my back end. So I couldn't really see from inside my car. It didn't look bad, but I thought there was maybe something that was hanging people up in the back end. So I turned around and started using the front. But the front is not in great shape at all. Like, at all. But the back is amazing. I did have to tweak it a little bit after the heat. I ended up getting it up even higher, and it all came in pretty nicely, which was very nice. I'm honestly really happy with the back of this car. I should have used the back end a little bit more. Did the tucked trunk help? I don't know. I don't know if it really helped. Did the welded chain back window work help? Honestly, maybe. It broke, so I don't think it helped that much. Did the 9-wire help? Yes, I think the 9-wire helped. You can see the trunk is starting to come up, which is different. I've never had a trunk do that before. Last year when I left Meltdown, this was wrapped around my gas tank protector. This year it was not. So something I did was better, or I didn't use the back end as much. I think it's a mixture of both. Now we come to the front. This thing's hurt. What ended up taking me out in the feature is I kept getting this driver's side corner picked on, and it was bad, guys. It's bad. Like, Look at that sub. Have you guys seen a subframe bend like that before? I haven't. This right here is a 1/4 inch plate. Thick, 1/4 inch plate thick. Look how that's bent. This car went nothing like last year's car. The entire front of it went completely different. Plate placement was perfect, I think, on sub. Everything looked like it went how it should, but that frame is different. I don't know why it did that, but it is completely different than what anything I'm used to happening. What ended up taking me out, motor ran and drove just fine. It stalled a couple times, but the bumper and the radiator and all the support is pushed in so far, it broke the signal wire to my starter. So it wasn't actually even turning over when I was touching it. So once the derby was over, we cut all the seatbelts, lifted the hood up. I hooked the positive to the starter signal to the positive, and I touched it off it, and the car drove on the trailer. That was the first time ever I've ever had a car drive on my trailer at Mini Meltdown. 3 years going there, and I've never had a car drive on the trailer before. So that's a first for me, and it was actually pretty disappointing. This car had a lot of life in it still. It still doesn't really, but at the time, would I have won the show? I don't think so. There were still a lot of really good cars there still. But I got 7th. I did better than last time, which I was super, super happy about. But I think I could have done better than 7th, guys. Like, I think I could have been top 5. It would have been really nice if that hadn't have broke. This car was doing great. It wasn't even hot yet. And I don't think it lived up to its full potential. I'd like to take a second to thank everybody at Meltdown, the guys that brought parts, the guys selling parts there, the promoter, the tech guys. I know they're the same guys, but this year tech, failed tech again the first time. Always know you're going to fail tech the first time at Meltdown. Super great, reasonable, let me a chance to have to explain myself, same as last time. 0 complaints about the teching or the flagging. I had a great time. The people are amazing there. Honestly, had a great time. I brought a golf cart this year, so I was actually able to drive around and explore a lot more, even though it was pretty muddy. We had a great time hanging out with all the guys there. I got myself a bloomin' onion. I talked about that for weeks, so I was happy to get one. Honestly, guys, Meltdown is one of the best shows in the Northeast USA, and it is probably one of the best shows I enjoy going to all year. This year was a little stressful getting there, but I'm extremely happy I made it. This car still runs, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to run it here again. I'd have to, like, it's gone at Firewall, guys. I want to lift it up to show you some of the crazy spots it bent. But I just can't say enough about Meltdown. If you guys are looking to do a show, check out Meltdown. They also have a fall one, San Flamingo Smash. It's all to raise money for charity. You guys could go check them out. It is an amazing, amazing weekend. And I'll be back for Meltdown 2024. I think it's 2023 this year. I'm not sure. But I'll make it back down there again. But I don't know if I'll be taking another Avalon, just because they're getting so hard to find. I did pick up this really nice new body Solera. Hint, hint. But don't look at that yet. We're going to leave that. The air conditioning works on that. Leave it alone, Zach. Don't touch it yet. But I can't say enough good things about Meltdown, guys. And the people, honestly, is amazing. The food is great. The atmosphere is great. Weather, last year it was extremely cold. This year it rained. But everything is fantastic there. So here, you can kind of get a better angle of what the frame did. It is actually really, really bad. Like, that plate's garbage. The sub here, I've never seen a sub bend and fold on itself like that before. Like, look at that. It's kinked so bad. And then, because of how rotted this car is at Firewall, You see that big rot hole there? Thank you, Canadian winters. It's actually folded here. After the heat, it folded here, and it folded all the way up into here as well. Like that's quite crazy how bad this thing went in the front. And then that strut shot, they bent my strut 90 degrees. Look at that. Oh. Ball joint looks loose. No, it's okay. But underside the car held together. I had one trailing arm bend. Nothing too bad. The subframe still looks pretty good. I'm probably going to save that. Front subframe, unfortunately, is bad. This transmission did not feel the best, so we'll probably not be saving this transmission, unfortunately. It's been a good run, though. I think this transmission's been to Meltdown twice, and then probably ran 2 other small shows, so I think this transmission's had a good life. We will be taking this car apart within the next couple weeks, and if I find anywhere else that it's bent kind of crazy, I'll definitely let you guys know. But we didn't have to use our extra steering wheel. The cage, nothing really even came into the cage. Oh, look at that. The whole floor ripped away on passenger side back there. I never even noticed that. But that's the stuff that we're going to find out when we go taking this car apart. So guys, I'm not sure when those videos are going to be up. They'll probably be up when I start taking it apart, to be honest. But as of right now, we don't need any parts off this, so I'm not tearing her down yet. I'm probably going to get a couple skids from work and start throwing some of these motors on skids so I can get them out of the rain. But as of right now, I'm probably just going to shove it back up onto the dirt mound. Was that a spike of death coming out of the dirt there? Yep. That's all I need is to drive a car up there and not go through an oil pan or something. Sand point. So we're going to be shoving it back up there, and I'm not sure when we're going to be taking it apart, but it will be taken apart here in a little bit. So thanks for watching, guys, and I had a great time down at Meltdown. You guys, if you ever want to go to New York and meet me and hang out in June, Meltdown. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I know you guys have all been asking for an aftermath of this thing. It's really not that bad. This is probably the nicest car I've ever had leave Meltdown. Usually they're like 1.5 foot shorter on the back, and yeah, usually they're like a little shorter on the front than this one. But thanks for watching, guys. See you back here later.